Hey friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half acre homestead. Yeah, don't look at my hair. With a tea break, sort of. Fraud alert, folks. Fraud alert. Papa went this morning to go to his course, and not long after he was gone, I got a phone call from Rogers Canada, which is a cell phone carrier in our country. And we don't get Rogers up here. We don't get the cell service for Rogers up here. We can't get their email, their high-speed internet, nothing. So when I get a phone call from Rogers or a voicemail from Rogers saying that somebody tried to buy 2 Samsung Galaxy 7 phones, and I believe they are $400 a piece, using my husband's name, my husband's social insurance number, and my phone number, of course, red flags are going to go all over the place. Now, here's what I want to tell you is Rogers phoned to confirm it, and I explained to them, no, right? Now, if somebody phones you and says someone tried to buy something using your information, and you know it wasn't you, and you know it wasn't your husband, don't just say, no, that wasn't me, and run and let it go. You find out as much as you can about what that person used with your information to try and buy. In this case, it was my phone number, my cell phone number. Howie and I have separate phone numbers. My phone number is used for all our household stuff. In other words, if we open an account somewhere, it is my phone number that gets used. So it would be easy somewhat to find. As I explained to the nice lady at Rogers, no. And yes, Papa phoned me back and said, are you sure it was Rogers that called you and that it wasn't somebody fishing to confirm the information, which I double checked. No, it was Rogers. And the thing is, as I said, okay, I want to know how this person tried to open an account. What they did was they tried to open an account with Rogers in Toronto using his social insurance number, which for my American friends is like a social security number, our address, and my phone number, which they thought, I guess, was suspicious, so they called to verify. Thank you, Rogers, for calling to verify whether or not we ordered those phones, because we did not. They tried to open it. What happens is if they have your information, they can open an account. Once they have one account open, they can piggyback so many other things on top of that. Credit cards, all kinds of stuff. So I said to the lady at Rogers, what do I do? How do we stop this? She said, and so she gave me the information. She gave me the phone number to call the fraud people and put a flag on Howie's social insurance number to see if anybody else was going to try and purchase anything with it. That's really, really scary shit. That's the first step in identity theft. And I'm not sure if this hasn't gone on before. What if this happened before and nobody bothered to verify? Okay? I mean, this is scary stuff. So I have sent all the information to Howie's My Laptop, to Howie to tell him who to phone and nip all this stuff in the bud, and to put a red flag on his social insurance number so that if anybody else tries to order something or buy something or open an account, they're going to call me. Yes, folks, the pit bull with lipstick. For the simple reasons that I explained to the lady at Rogers. My husband doesn't buy anything. He doesn't order anything. The only time my husband will buy something is if he needs it. For instance, he'll buy gas, he'll buy lunch, he'll buy feed for the animals. But major purchases, such as things at the Brick or Best Buy or credit card purchases or anything like that, my husband runs it through me first. Not because I'm a miserable bitch or anything like that, but because my husband and I have a nuclear relationship. Okay? Very nuclear relationship that we were raised. We were raised in a nuclear, both of us were raised in nuclear families where for the most part, mom looked after the household, the budget, all that stuff. Dad worked, came home, turned over his paycheck. That's what we do. Howie's paycheck goes in the bank. I do the budget, and every payday I tell him how much money he can have for, well, he gets a certain amount for his gas and coffee and all that stuff between pay periods. And if the budget allows, I always give him extra in case he sees something he wants. But when it comes to credit card purchases or opening accounts of any kind, Howie goes through me. Why? Because I'm the one who does all the budgeting. I'm the one who does all the paying of the bills. So when Rogers phoned me and said, or left a message saying how this is a message for Howard Foley, see, Howie never gives out his phone number. So that made sense. Okay. But the whole fact that it was Rogers didn't make sense because we have our phone service with another carrier. And just recently, I gave him an add-on onto his phone because he was traveling to the US and needed to be able to contact me and call home. And I inquired about Samsung Galaxy 7 phones because we're due for an upgrade. But I didn't want to pay $400 a piece for these phones. So I said, never mind, our phones are good the way they are. So I found it curious that another carrier called saying that Howie tried to buy 2 Samsung Galaxy 7 phones and open a Rogers account. We know it's all crap. So anyway, I've emailed Papa. I've sent him the phone number and all that stuff with specific instructions of what he has to do immediately upon hitting his motel room. And beware, folks. Be hyper vigilant. If something doesn't smell right, okay? If it smells like dog poop and it looks like dog poop, don't step in it. Find out whose dog is crapping on your rock, right? This is the Miss Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying in these advanced technological times, we have to be hyper vigilant with our information. Okay? Take care. God bless, and I hope this never happens to you. Take care.